Hey guys, hopping in here to chat with you a little bit about elimination when it comes to food. And there are a lot of people in the PCOS space that absolutely hate the elimination approach to anything. And I'm not here to tell you that it's right or wrong, but I can tell you that sometimes the way that we view them is maybe the problem. So, and this really kind of depends because if you have a food allergy or a digestive issue that really requires for you to eliminate a food, I don't care what anyone says, you need to keep that food eliminated because you're going to have more problems. No one wants to go through anaphylactic shock, and no one wants to be sitting on the toilet on a regular basis just because people have this problem with diet culture. You need to serve your body. But when it comes to people that are just jumping on the gravy train to eliminate certain foods because someone told them that it worked for them, I also don't disagree with all these people. In fact, I really don't think you should go that way just because it worked for Susie. Because Susie's PCOS or autoimmune condition or what have you, that may be beneficial to Susie, but that may not be beneficial to you. So how do you figure that out? And that's actually where I do like elimination protocols. This is different than an elimination diet. So an elimination protocol, now I know many people use the word diet because it is short term. So I guess if that's the word we need to use here, that's what we'll use. But I really like the word protocol because it's more of a discovery process. It is short term. You're going to reintroduce the food, but it is not meant to be a forever thing. So hopefully we understand the difference. A lot of times people adopt a diet plan or a lifestyle plan, and of course it's meant to be a forever thing. But it's when you are struggling with your relationship with food, not giving yourself grace and trying to hit this perfectionism, because those are the problems, that is where I think a lot of us go astray. But I do appreciate elimination protocols. Again, they're short term, they're discovery. So let me kind of walk you through the difference between someone who is doing an elimination lifestyle and someone who is doing an elimination protocol. So an elimination lifestyle is going to be something like paleo eating, which again, not right or wrong. Someone who does keto, again, I'm not saying right or wrong, but you're taking out big chunks of food groups forever. It's a lifestyle. And so when you come to this situation, especially if you're new at it, where you're walking up to a family gathering and you see the spread and you didn't bring food, and you see the cookies and they're like grandma's cookies, and you've denied yourself said cookies, and then you go and eat like 15, 20 of them. This does not build a good relationship with food. And that is sometimes what I feel like a lot of people refer to is then we beat ourselves up, we have shame, then we go do something super restrictive, and we kind of start the process all over again. I feel like this is where a lot of people are coming from in this space of like elimination lifestyles. And when you have like a food sensitivity and you've discovered it through an elimination protocol, you're still then going to plug back in the things that don't cause inflammation to you or cause your symptoms to trigger, whatever that trigger may look like. Usually it's inflammation. And you then find a workaround for the things that do trigger you. So if you find out that gluten is a trigger, but dairy is not, keep eating the dairy, plug the dairy back in, but then find the workarounds. Maybe it's not that you need to eliminate gluten in its entirety, but maybe you need to find other sources of gluten. So like looking at einkorn and other things of that ilk to help you enjoy food, still enjoy gluten, getting in the nutrients, but then you're eliminating maybe the over-processed gluten, which is more common, easier to find, and yes, more cost effective because it's been subsidized from our government. But realizing the difference and seeing that my body can survive on gluten, but just not this gluten, and being able to make those pivot shifts. That is the beauty of an elimination protocol, because you are learning and growing and adapting and finding in the new foods, but you're not eliminating all the things because Susie says that it worked for her and so you should give it a try. You're teaching yourself to be able to find out the cues, because in elimination protocol you're usually getting rid about like 3 or 4 big items that tend to be triggers for people. You know, look at Whole30. Whole30 works a lot like this, and when people bash Whole30, I'll be honest with you, I really don't understand, because again, it's not a lifestyle eating, it's teaching people to find their food triggers. Like, that's how it's used. And so you go through and you set all this food aside for 30 days. And yes, it'll be challenging if you've never done any of that before. So if you can't do all the things, maybe pick one thing you want to focus on and see where that takes you. If all you can handle is maybe setting aside gluten for 30 days, then that's a good place to start. And set it aside and see what your body does. Does it start feeling better? Do you have less fogginess? You look for all these symptom changes, and then you go back and you reintroduce it, and then you give yourself a couple more days for your body to process that thing, to see what happens. It really teaches you to get more in tune with your body and your symptoms and what your body is really trying to tell you. And that is why I am a massive fan with elimination protocols. Now, I will say I'm not a dietitian by trade. That is not what I went to school for. I did learn nutrition as part of my medical profession. And so I've definitely studied and dove in deep into this area before coming in here and popping in to talk to you about this. It is not designed to make you feel like you're making bad choices. What it is designed to do, an elimination protocol, is to help you make better choices. If you know that you feel yucky whenever you eat gluten, or you start noticing the signs pop back up because, oh, there must be something I'm eating that has gluten in it and I didn't realize it, you will recognize it. And you can then make that pivot shift in the way that you choose to show up with your lifestyle of eating. Now, I will also say this. Food sensitivity isn't a forever thing. So if you, again, show up to the family reunion and grandma's cookies are there, and you allow yourself to have 1 or 2, odds are you will have a very minimal reaction if you've gone a period of time without the trigger that's in grandma's cookies, or you'll be able to recognize it and kind of recover, and you won't have grandma's cookies again for a while. So give yourself some grace. I think that's the other part that comes with it. If we allow ourselves the opportunity to enjoy foods after completing an elimination protocol, it does help us really give light and insight to making decisions when we're eating and doing it in a more helpful and healthy way. So hopefully this video is helpful to you. I am not trying to convince you to do one thing or another, but just a little food for thought when it comes to the difference between an elimination lifestyle and an elimination protocol. So that said, I will talk to you guys again soon. Thank you for taking time today to listen to me, and I will see you again next time.